Hi, hello everybody. My name is Samantha Rose. For those of you who have yet to meet me, we've yet to connect. My name is Samantha Rose. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a mom. I have two kids. And tonight we are going to talk about our end of the year review. It is January 1st, the first day of 2023, the first day of this new year. And I can't believe it's already New Year. I can't believe it's already the new year. Hold on, I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb so we don't start getting a bunch of notifications. I can't believe it's already the new year. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're all in this place where we're all wanting to cultivate our new vision for the year ahead. But I want to encourage you all to take some time today, like as we're getting started right now, we're going to deep dive. I want you to take some time and I want you to say thank you to yourself. I want you to say thank you to everything that's happened in the last year. It's all been a blessing. Every single thing that you've experienced this last year has been a blessing. Okay? Whatever the stuff might be, just you can even close your eyes right now, take a deep breath, and say thank you for all the opportunities, all of the opportunities to learn, all the opportunities to grow. You have the power to change your life in every single way, in every moment of every single day. Everything that you need is within you. So things that you may have been struggling with last year or whatever it may be, those things can be different. Okay, we don't want to only focus on this in January, of course, but since we have the momentum and we have the motivation and we have the excitement, let's focus on the now. Let's focus on seeing what we can take right now and where we can reflect, look back, and then how we can take forth the energy into our future. Okay, I want you to take a minute too and welcome some transformational shifts in your new year. This may or may not be something that you've practiced before. And if you're brand new to any type of spiritual practice or manifestation or goal setting in any way, welcome to a whole new side of the universe. Or at least that's what it felt like for me when I was introduced to these concepts and these thought processes. And I have been studying things like this probably since I was 19 years old, but I didn't realize how much I was really studying and absorbing at the time. I was just showing up, right? I was showing up for things like this. I was showing up for growth opportunities, workshops. I was putting myself intentionally in these places in order to grow and learn. So I want you guys to thank yourself and acknowledge yourself and congratulate yourself for showing up here today, because you are way ahead of majority of the rest of the world when it comes to planning their life and planning their future and focusing on manifesting. Okay, so welcome those transformational shifts into this new year. And again, take a moment, take a deep breath, and I want you to feel this. I want you to feel what we're going to be submitting to tonight, per se. I want you to also feel into that excitement of what the future is. I really, really want you to step in and feel that excitement. Like the future right now is literally in your hands. You're writing it, you're painting it, you're creating it. You're connecting dots, you're making charts, you're whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you're learning, you have it right now. Okay. So feel that excitement, like that feeling in your stomach when you're like a kid in a candy store, you're like about to go down the roller coaster. You know that feeling? You're like, oh my gosh. Like that feeling. I want you to find that. Okay, I want you to find that within you, because right now we have the opportunity to let go of what was and the opportunity to be open and welcome what is and what can be. Okay, I want you to make some big plans this year. This is huge. This is huge. This is a big deal right now, this second. This is huge. Become unapologetic about every single thing that you do this year. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are going to show up for yourself and your life unapologetically in 2023. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're not. Right, I just have to offer the alternative, right? 1, 1, 1, good. That's what I like to hear, or see, or read, or whatever. Okay. Personally, well, let me just say, ride that momentum. Like, I want you guys to ride the momentum into this new year, because right now it's January 1st. We all have momentum. If you don't, then I don't believe you. You have some sort of momentum. It's the new year. At least one time today, you've thought to yourself, it's the new year. All right, we're going to do this different, or something, somewhere inside you, you feel it. Okay, so ride that momentum, claim it, own it, and focus on this entire Zoom, what you want to manifest for this year. And if you don't even know what the word manifest is, that's okay. I'm going to break it down. Okay. I have so many personal, extremely powerful intentions this year, right? And right now I'm showing up and claiming this out loud in front of you guys. I'm manifesting a lot this year. I'm claiming them now. I'm opening my heart to it, and I'm living and leading in a whole new way, like I never have before. I'm open to manifesting a lot of huge shifts energetically for my personal life, for my professional life, for my spiritual life. And I am extremely unapologetic about it. And I share this with you guys because hopefully you feel my energy through the sound or the camera, whether you're watching or listening. And I want you to feel that for you too. A big part of this is going to be releasing what was from the past and forgiving yourself, forgiving myself for behavior that you may have experienced, or practices that you did, or things that may not have been done the way you wanted them to be last year. But I want you guys to respect those things. It's okay. Give yourself grace. They're all learning devices. Those are all learning devices. Detach emotionally. Okay, detach emotionally from those things. It's okay. Give yourself grace. Let it go. It's in the past. We can't change the past at all. We literally can't change the past, but we do have the opportunity to learn from it. Okay, so choose to see things differently moving forward. Look at the things that you experienced from last year in a different lens. Where can you take responsibility for the experiences that you experienced? What role did you play in those experiences? And what can you learn from what you did, what you do and don't want to do? Think about those things. It's really important. And think about reframing your year, right? Think about reframing this new year. New Year's, Alex L posted something today or yesterday, and I freaking loved it. If you guys don't follow Alex L, she is absolutely incredible. She has a book called How We Heal. I've worked personally with her in large and small group settings, and she just hosts these phenomenal workshops and these journaling exercises that we did, and so amazing. I recommend you follow her on Instagram. She goes live a lot. It's great. And she said something, about just not focusing on new year, new me, like new, out with the old, in with the new. Like the word resolution. I don't really use the word resolution personally, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. People ask me all the time, and I'm like, I do not like that word. I'll tell you why. But she said today, why don't you reframe your new year and talk about new year best boundaries, new year more nourishing relationships, new year more clarity, new year deeper connection with people, with yourself, new year more empathy and compassion, new year less shame, new year more worthiness, new year more love to give, and new year more love to receive. Reframe that for yourself. The commitment to forgive my past will allow me personally to step into the present and the future with grace and commitment and forgiveness and excitement and wisdom. And that's what you're here to do too. You're here to commit, to forgive everything from the past. Allow yourself to step into that freedom to step into the present, to step into the future with grace and commitment and excitement and forgiveness and wisdom. Wisdom, 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 wisdom. The word wisdom. An experience is an experience until you are able to emotionally disconnect from that experience. And once you do, that experience becomes wisdom. The moment that you are able to disconnect and leave behind what no longer serves you is the moment that you learn from that situation. So I'm going to share with you guys what I do every single year and what I have done for the last few years to create and cultivate and manifest the life that I'm living now, the future I want to experience every single year, time after time, right? These habits or these rituals or whatever you want to call them, they help us get really, really clear. Clarity is very important. They help you get clear about what you want. And when you commit to this practice and we commit to these habits, you can follow the steps and you can allow the new year to be a time for you to step into this new momentum, into this transformational space of growth. Okay, so allow the energy during this time to really support you. And when I say this time, I mean January 1st, new year, goal setting, momentum, let's do this. Like allow this energy to support you through what you're manifesting today, because right now you are going to literally manifest in the most powerful way than you ever have in your entire life, whether you've done it before or not. I can guarantee that if you do the things that I'm about to share with you, you're not going to recognize what you've accomplished, your mindset, and the way you feel this same day next year. And you better believe I'll be doing this same Zoom next year. So I'll see you there. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm going to break a lot of this down for you guys. I might give you like a broad spectrum and then I'm going to break it down after. So first and foremost, when we're going into these techniques that I'm about to teach you, it's about releasing the past year and letting go of it. Okay, two of my mentors talk about this. They call it running parachutes, right? We're letting go of those running parachutes. We're going to reflect on the past 12 months, the whole year. We're going to reflect on that. Okay. And I want you to give yourself the opportunity to see what worked, what didn't work, where you were thriving, where you felt defeated, where you felt pressure. I just want you to respect all of that. Give yourself grace. It's okay. Give yourself grace for the good times, for the bad times. Lean into the appreciation and the gratitude for what was working or what may not have worked. Honor all of it though, because it's revealed to you. It's revealed to you where you need to heal. It's revealed to you where those triggers are and where that trauma might be. And trauma, if trauma is a traumatic word for you, just know that I say the word trauma very lightly, and you can take that as deep as you'd like. Every negative experience that may hurt a little bit is micro traumas, and that's okay. Every 100% of humans on the planet experience those micro traumas every single day, and that's okay. It's our role to acknowledge them and identify where we need to grow, shift, and learn in order to shift those things into not trauma, happiness, awareness, enlightenment. It's okay. We're all growing and learning together. There's not one person on here that doesn't have trauma or micro traumas or things where they want to grow, areas where they want to grow and learn. Okay. Actually, drop a one in the chat if you have any type of area of growth, a place that you want to grow right now, some type of trauma or micro trauma, and then drop a two if you have none of that at all. Like if you're like, nope, none of it, which is possible, that's absolutely possible. Lots of ones. Okay. See, so we are all on the same level here, same playing field, no judgment. We're all learning and growing together. All right. So also what I'll say is, I think that it's really important for you guys to realize that not only has it revealed the traumas, but the tough stuff provided you with the opportunities to show up more fully. Those times of resistance, the times where you feel like you were climbing a mountain or jumping over a freaking fence that you could never get over, or the never-ending battle, or the bottomless pit that never ended, or the rainstorm that never, once it rains, it pours, like whatever time you felt those feelings, those were the chances, the opportunities where you showed up more fully. You made it through, didn't you? You made it through. You're here today. So each and every one of us is also able and capable of showing up more fully. And the tough stuff is often what brings us to our knees. It brings us to our knees, it cracks us, and it cracks us open to this new way of living, this new experience, this new learning, this new route, this new technique, this new approach, this new mindset, this new. It's all new and it's all good, all right? It's all good in the neighborhood. Because you're here right now, though, you're open. You're super open, especially right now. You're super open. You're open to coaching. And you're basically saying to me, regardless of whether we've worked together or not, directly or indirectly, maybe I've never met you before, doesn't matter. You showing up, you're saying, I want to change. I want to grow. I want to learn. I want to honor and respect all that is and all that can be. Every day, in every way, you are open to getting better and better. Lean into that. If there is anybody here that heard that and did not fully believe it for themselves, take a second and say it again. I want to change. I want to grow. I want to honor and respect all that is, all that can be. Every day, in every way, I am open to getting better and better. It's very important. I say this to myself so many times a day. 2, also, I want you to shift your focus. Once we've let everything go from the year before, we're going to shift our focus to the year ahead, creation. Start a new journal. I want all of you guys to start a new journal, brand new journal. Like, you don't have to have it right now. If you have one right in front of you, awesome. If you don't, awesome, totally fine. Start a new journal. Start a new journal. And on the first page is where I want you to start everything that you've learned from this Zoom. On the first blank page, I just want you to start with all the things that you're learning, like starting right now. Even if you're taking notes right now, you can literally take the notes and like glue them in the paper. Or if you're like me and you're OCD and you're weird about your handwriting, you're going to rewrite them in like different colors and highlighters and stuff. Or maybe you're typing it. That's okay. But I would prefer, even if you're typing now on the Zoom, I would prefer for you to start a journal, a new journal. And everything that you learn, put it in there. And as you are taking notes at any point in time, now or in the future, I also want you to write down how you're going to apply all of these teachings to your life specifically, right? Because you can write down a takeaway, you can write down a learning, but that next step of actually manifesting it and bringing it into fruition and cultivating it into your life for real, is to actually apply the teachings. So as you're learning, I want you to take notes with the intention of you literally training yourself what to do. As you're learning, while it's fresh on your mind, that learning you learn, you're like, wow, this is a good one. I'm going to write this down. And then I'm going to write down how exactly this applies to my life. Super important. Like that last step is like extremely important. Okay. So get really excited about your plans. Get really, really excited about your plans. Okay. Like really, really excited. Like that roller coaster feeling, like create this beautiful vision for yourself through this and moving forward that you see and you feel and you can literally like taste it or smell it or hear the sounds or whatever it is. I want you to create this beautiful vision for the year to come. And I'm going to give you all the strategy, everything that you need to do that. Okay. So maybe you want to experience less stress. Maybe you want to have more fun. Maybe you want to think about what you want to attract or who you want to attract. Maybe you want a new career a new relationship, a new romantic relationship, new relationship with self, more self-care, more family time, more travel time, home improvements, whatever they may be. You can have it all, I promise. No matter how big or how small those things feel too, I want you to see it all the way through, like it happening and you standing there and you feel it and you touch it and you smell it and you taste it and you hear it. And I want you to hold that clear vision. Okay. Because vision creates power behind your desire. Without the vision, it doesn't work. The vision will become your reality. Without the vision, there is no reality. The reality is basically like thrown, who knows who's creating that reality? Like, right? You have the control to create it, or you have the opportunity to like start driving a car and like closing your eyes and just, you never know where you're going to end up, right? Okay. So moving forward, moving out of this though, moving out of the Zoom, like even after the Zoom, I promise you, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more free. You're going to feel more clear. You're going to feel more certain. You're going to feel more prepared. You're going to feel more structured, more supported, more excited. I mean, if you don't already feel more excited, you're silly. You're silly, but that's okay because we're all a little silly sometimes. You'll get there. All right. I don't focus on the word resolution because resolutions rarely last. Let's be real. Resolutions rarely last. 80% of resolutions fail by February, hands down. Because resolutions are just ideas. They're just ideas and desires. But without a plan, resolutions are just grazing the surface on what goal setting is actually about, what it actually consists of. Manifesting and cultivating, right? So manifesting and cultivating, if it were like 100 steps, I would say step 1 would be considered resolution. And that's why I'm like, why are we, no, we're manifesting and creating. Every step between 1 and 99 is a prerequisite for step 100 creation to happen. So it's a given that all these things are actually going to come true. Because without all of these things, number 100, manifestation creation, wouldn't be a thing. So with this, we're going to take it a bit deeper than just a resolution. All right. We can even move through the terms like intention, goals, activity. It all ultimately leads to intentions and manifestations, which all include the prerequisites. So set the goals that you're willing to fight for every single day. Those goals that you wake up and you're like, let's do this. Let's fight. Not fight, but like, fight the universe in a good way. I don't know, conquer the world. Maybe not fight. That's such a term, right? Conquer. I don't know, whatever word works for you, right? Take on the day, embrace it. Yeah. Go on your journey. But set your goals that you're willing to fight for every single day. Get complete with the previous year before you move forward. You do not want to take the past into your present. Ew, no. No. We want to let go of all of those running parachutes. Because listen, most people go immediately into goal setting and never practice anything that I'm about to teach you or anything that I just talked about. They skip over this whole step and they just go into goal setting. So they're basically like Santa Claus shoving every single year into this giant bag and like carrying it over their shoulder and just like bringing it into the next year. I've never used that analogy before, but it worked right now. All right. So don't project your past into your future. Don't project your past into your future goals. Have a prosperity mindset and always think about what's possible in the future. If you make decisions right now based on present circumstances, you're making decisions based on the past. You don't want to make decisions based on the past. You don't want to focus on the past. You don't want to, no, the only thing that the past is good for is learning. You don't want to take that into the future. The only part of that you want to take into the future is the part that you're learning and growing in, where the activity that you're going to do, not what you're not going to do. Okay. And the sum total of all your conscious and unconscious thoughts and emotions are going to be brought into the future with you too. The total sum of your conscious and unconscious thoughts are going to be brought into the future with you too. Only you can control what that looks like. So I'm going to share something with you that my mentors that I was telling you about, Steph and Shay Shafidal, they taught me a lot of these strategies. And I do this every single year since I started working with them a couple of years ago. And they are masters in mind power and mental toughness. I have a part of their book that I'm going to read to you. It's just like a line, but this book called Master Your Mind Power. If you've never, I mean, this is the best. Every single person that I've recommended this book to goes through it and are like, wow, I've never been introduced to information like this before. Holy moly. And something right here, even as you're in the first chapter, they talk about mind power and mental toughness. And the definition of mind is a part of the person that makes it possible to think, feel emotions, and understand things. Power is relating to or utilizing strength. Mind power. Mental toughness means relating to the mind. Toughness is the quality of being strong and not easily broke or damaged, or the quality of being not easily defeated or made weaker. Yes, master your mind power. So mind power and mental toughness are a huge part of my practice, and we talk a lot about this in some of the events that I've attended, that with the company that I'm with. A lot of you guys have attended those too, and we talk about EQ and AQ, adaptability quotient, right? Your ability to adapt, your emotional quotient, your ability to not be emotionally affected by things that are thrown your way. We study a lot of that, and all of this is part of manifestation and mind power. So let's deep dive into some strategy now. Okay. First things first, as I mentioned, we're going to look at our year and review our year ahead. And we're going to identify our biggest wins. So you can do this in many different ways. Do what works best for you. But I'm going to share with you guys how I do it. So for me to identify my biggest wins, I actually go through my photo album on my phone, and I start in January, and I make a list, and I just write January, and I start to scroll through the photos. It just helps me remember the things that I was doing around that time, who I was with, what I was doing. And I just start making bullet points of the things that I accomplished, things that I learned during those times, things that I was excited about, things that I experienced. I also write down the things that I manifested. I'm like, oh yeah, I manifested that one. Like, right? Write it down from the year before, whatever. And then personally, after I start jotting all that down for every single month, I then like to narrow it down to 12 big wins. So I have two lists, just like this brain dump of all this stuff. And then I narrow it down to 12 big wins from the year before. And then I also, number 2 would be writing down, like I mentioned, your biggest learnings. You can even, I like to brain dump everything, and then I go back and then I start to think about the learnings, because I don't know, I can flow on the brain dumping and then I can flow on the learnings. It's hard for me to go back and forth and celebrate. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. But ask yourself, what is there to learn from this situation that'll allow me to let go of any negative limitations? Find these learnings. And I'm going to give you some more techniques and questions to ask yourself to identify some learnings. Actually, let me put this in front of me so I don't forget, because these are my questions. I leave it stuck to my desk, so I have them there always. And then number 3, after we let go of everything and we review everything, that's when we focus on our big goals for the next year and just the things that we want to create. Okay, so those are really the 3 steps of the strategies that I'm about to share with you guys. All right. So we're reflecting, we're reviewing, we go through our stuff, we brain dump, we identify our learnings and things that we want to let go of and things that we want to take forward. And then we focus on big goals for the next year. Something that I do for goal setting for the next year that I challenge all of you guys to do is I make a list of all the things that I want. This is what helps me get to number 3, where I'm identifying those big goals. Okay. I write down all of the things that I want, and I actually do a 100 wants list. 100 wants list. There we go. And I write down 100 things that I want to accomplish, things that I want. And for some people, this is really difficult. For some people, this is super easy. For myself, it was really hard at first. And then once I really understood and grasped the concept, I was able to get it done faster. But once you let go of everything, and once you review, and once you learn, I want you guys to make this list of 100 wants, and you can do it in your journal. You got it. I see you, Sherry. Good. She was on the Zoom the other day. So this 100 wants list, it's powerful. It's powerful. And, you know, it could be detailed. It could be places you want to travel, things you want to accomplish, things you want to experience in detail. Like, I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Galapagos Islands. I want to go to here. I want to accomplish this. I want to do this. I want to achieve this. I mean, some of the stuff that I wrote, I want to go to space. Like, that's been on my list for so long. It's still there. And I want to say too, I typically complete about 70% of this list every single year. Every single year, hands down, since I've learned how to do this, I've accomplished 70% of this list. Do you know how gratifying it is to have this list hanging on my wall every year of 100 things I want to accomplish, and I get to cross off 70% of them every single time? What? I'm sorry. What? That is so powerful. It's so good. And every single one of you is capable of doing this too. Like, it's not just me. I'm not just magic. It is pretty magical, but we can all do it. So when you take this 100 wants, we're then going to narrow it down. We're going to narrow it down to our top. You can do top 10 or top 12. 12 just like is so appealing to me because there's 12 months in a year, and I don't know, my OCD number brain says 12. You could do top 10. Dustin has 68 so far. Yay. It's amazing. I cannot wait to hear from you guys this time next year. And as you're crossing things off, oh, it's Lynn. Just kidding. Lynn has 68 so far. Go Lynn. Go Lynn. Literally, I want you guys to reach out to me as you're accomplishing these things. Like, oh my gosh, I just crossed off another thing off the list. I crossed another thing off the list. Because once you have your top 12, I want you to then narrow it down to your top 3, your top 3 wants that you want to accomplish this year, no matter what, like non-negotiable. You're like, it's that time. I've wanted to do this for so freaking long. I'm doing it no matter what. This year it's happening. Or something that just came to mind that you're like, you know what? I'm so freaking inspired that I want to do this. And it's going to all trickle down. So you're going to have your 100 wants. You're also going to have a list that's your top 12 or top 10. And then you're going to have your top 3. Okay. And I want you to keep those lists in your freaking face. Personally, I hung it on my wall. If you could see my wall right here, there, 100, the 12, and the 3. No shame in my game. That thing is staying up there all year long. And if it gets kind of messy, I might reprint it, or what's it called when you laminate it? I should laminate it this year. I've never done that before. My friend gave me that idea the other day. He laminates his vision board. I was like, I don't really want to hang my vision board on my wall anymore. I'm like too into the aesthetics. He was like, oh, I just laminate mine and leave it. Like, I have like a couple of them all over the house. I'm like, so smart. Anyways, and you can do a digital one too. So I digress. So anyways, I typically complete about 70% of this every single year. So again, go over your biggest wins, go over your last year, go through your photo album, write down all the things, the celebrations, the learnings, all the things. Disconnect emotionally, leave in the past what no longer serves you, take forward all of the new ideas and things you want to create and the things that you do want to do. Don't even write. If you start to write down something like, I want you to like literally out loud go, and then go, what do I want? What do I want instead? We do not want to train our thought process. Our brain doesn't know the difference between the word don't want. So if we say, I don't want to crash, I don't want to crash, I don't want to fall, I don't want to slip, literally, I promise you 99% of the time that's going to happen because of the way that you're thinking. Seriously, I play a game with myself too, with my children. Like we always say, don't run, don't drop that, don't walk, don't, instead of walk slowly, focus on your steps, hold on tight, be mindful of your walking, be mindful of the wall, whatever, right? Play that game with yourself. See how many times a day you tell yourself or other people what not to do. It's crazy. We all do it. Like, whoa. And then start playing a game with yourself and seeing how many times you can correct it and shift it and say, what do I want instead? What do I want? What do I want to accomplish? You know what I mean? Because that's part of manifesting. It's not saying I don't want this and I don't want that. So many people, when I ask them their goals, we start working together. I'm like, all right, so what's your goal? Well, I don't want to do this and I really don't want to do that. And I hate this and this. Oh my gosh, no, absolutely not. This is not an option. And I'm like, so what do you want? It's a whole different mindset. Focus on what you want. That's why you're creating these lists. Your 100 wants, not your 100 don't want. Your 100 want. Get as complete as possible with everything and everyone as you move through this. Detach emotionally, give grace, and be unapologetic about what you desire. As you're going through this process, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Okay, here's the questions. Here's the questions. I wrote, read the questions. Okay, here's the questions. Questions you need to ask yourself. How can I produce more results? Example, make more money, hit a certain body composition, create a plan, an investment, whatever. How can I produce more results in less time? What beliefs do I need to let go of in order to achieve my goals? What new beliefs must I adopt in order to achieve my goals? What do I need to let go of in order to achieve my goals? Or who do I need to let go of? Ooh. Maybe there's a person holding you back other than yourself. What habits do I need to let go of in order to achieve my goals? Who do I need to become in order to achieve my goals? What do I have little of and want more of? Is what I'm doing right now assisting me in achieving my goals, short term and long term? Is what I'm doing right now in alignment with what a millionaire or a billionaire would do? That's one that I ask myself because I have a lot of financial goals. So identify what these questions are for you and how you would answer them during this process. Amen, wifey. Amen. Make sure you celebrate everything you do, but don't celebrate too long. You can't not celebrate, right? I'm guilty of just like, go. Everyone's like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, working. Don't you know it's the end of the month? And then I'm like, no, actually, I'm going to work until 11. And then me and my kids are going to watch a movie and fireworks and I'm going to celebrate, right? Like having that moment of celebration and not just like go and build. And you have to take those little pit stops. Like Mitch Newman always says, take that pit stop. Because when you achieve your goal, you'll gain momentum. So celebrating too long will stop the momentum. We don't want to stop the momentum because remember at the beginning of the Zoom, we talked about momentum and right now we have momentum. We don't want to mess that up. It's just like pumping water out of a wall, right? You start pumping and then like it takes a while to get going and the water is flowing, right? And then you don't have to pump as hard because it's going to flow. Then you're pumping this water and it's flowing and it has momentum. But then if you stop pumping, the water is going to slow down and eventually will lose momentum. So celebrate. acknowledge, thank yourself and anyone else around you, and then build on that momentum. Don't have negative psychokinetics. Negative psychokinetics is just negative mind-body connection. Don't have that. A lot of the time, I mean, I'm big on telling you what you should have, right? But every now and then, like, don't have, just say no. Don't have any type of negative psychokinetics, no negative mind-body connection. Always step into things with grace and embrace the positive, see the light. Okay? Steph and Shay ingrained something in my brain, and it's something that I say every day and something that I said earlier. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I say this every day, like at least 30 times per day. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every day, every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I have sticky notes. I have sticky notes all over my house. Wait, hold on, I can't see. Beep. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. I have this lined up across the bottom of my computer screen. Like, there's no way for me to forget it. I also have set new boundaries for your new healthy rhythm. Set new boundaries for your new healthy rhythm. This is a daily reminder that will never change. Listen to your gut and take action faster. Your gut is your subconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is your intuition. Your intuition learns faster and absorbs more than your conscious mind. Your gut is your intuition. Trust it. Take action faster, though, because most of us don't listen to our gut and we don't take action. How many of you guys, actually, let's make sure we're all still alive. Drop a 2 in the chat if you've had a gut feeling and then you were like, oh my gosh, I didn't act on it. I should have acted on that faster. And oh my gosh, my gut told me to do this and I like didn't do it. Ugh, I should have acted faster. How many of you guys, drop a 3 in the chat if you're like, oh, my gut is always right. My gut's always right. Why didn't I do that? Oh, my gut's always right. Why didn't I follow that? Oh, I should have acted faster. Shoot. My gut told me to do that and I didn't. We all experience it. So listen to your gut and take action faster. Daily reminder. All right, what else? Be a month ahead. Oh my gosh, always be a month ahead. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if in all aspects of life right now, close your eyes and picture yourself and feel yourself 1 month ahead? Woo! Tell me that doesn't feel good. Always be a month ahead. Daily reminder. Change your life, get healthier, build a business. That's a reminder from Dustin Schaefer. Focus on what you want. See, I already said this. Focus on what you want. And when you find something that you don't want, ask yourself, what do I want instead? Smile and laugh more, because everybody needs that reminder. Smile and laugh more, everybody. Smile and laugh more. Okay? These are things that I remind myself of every day. Find those things that you know will never change, that you need to be reminded of every day, and also put those things on your wall or sticky notes or whatever. I mean, on my refrigerator, I have a giant white piece of paper. I should have brought it to show you guys. It says, is what you're doing right now in alignment with where you want to be? Excuse me. And then I actually have it listed, like the things that I want to be, so I can remember, like, is me going to my refrigerator to eat the food out of habit that I really am not hungry for in alignment with my body composition goals? No. My health goals? Most likely not. Please, I'm a habitual, like, I talk on the phone and do meetings all day long, and then I'm like, why am I standing in front of the refrigerator right now? It's like a habit, right? So these are little reminders for me. If I see this big giant white piece of paper, even though I'm not like reading it, I'm on the phone and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not real hunger. That's just habit. Little things like that. These sticky notes are like mental reminders. Eventually, you're not even going to need to read the note. You're going to know what the note means. That's the goal. Okay. So every single day, in every way, you're getting better and better. Every day, in every way, you're getting better and better. That's what helps me stay on track with the plan that I've created, with my 100 wants, with my 12 wants. Every single thing is a learning experience from the past, even the most traumatic and terrific times. So ask yourself regularly too, once you have your plan, and you're going and you're like, how do I stay on track? How do I stay on track? How do I stay on track? Ask yourself these questions regularly. What is the purpose of this relationship? What is the purpose of what I am doing right now? What is the outcome I am trying to achieve? What is the outcome of this conversation? What is the outcome of this experience? What is the purpose of this time that I'm spending right now? Is it in alignment with where I want to be? Is it in alignment with my goals? Is it in alignment with giving and receiving love and producing light? Be intentional about what you're doing and how you're spending your time. It's so important. That's another game you should play with yourself. You'd be surprised how much unintentional time is spent scrolling and absorbing content and watching television and all these things. Like call me woo woo. I literally don't watch TV. I really, honestly, as much as I post on social media, I have no idea what's going on half the time. I don't scroll. I don't watch a lot of stories. I really don't. I don't. If I do, it's with intention. Oh, I have a thumbs up all of a sudden on my screen. I don't know how I did that. Okay, well, that's there. Like, be careful what you're absorbing. If you see some kind of content on social media that does not make you feel freaking amazing and give you goosebumps, then just unfollow. There's no point in programming your unconscious mind with that kind of stuff. Remember to keep your vision in sight. Don't forget about that. The vision is the most important. That's where everything starts. And the mind cannot tell the difference between things that are real and things that are imagined. That is what vision and manifestation is. Having the vision is using that to manifest. It's the key. Your mind has no idea. If you close your eyes and you think about one time where you hit your, that time when you hit your elbow and it like hurts so bad, it's that weird spot and you're like, oh my God. And it literally brings you to your knees. Or if you're a woman and you have an acrylic fingernail on and you jam it and you like see stars and you're like, oh my God. If you closed your eyes, could you feel that pain? If you closed your eyes, could you taste a lemon in your mouth? Like that last, have you ever taken a bite out of a lemon? Like if you haven't, just close your eyes and pretend you're taking a bite out of a lemon. Like just sink your teeth into that lemon and just like literally your mouth will start to salivate if you were to actually do that. I want you to be able to close your eyes and vision and see your future like that. And if when you close your eyes, you don't have the excitement and goosebumps and like freaking the desire to jump up and freaking go, when you think about your goals, then you need to think deeper, dream bigger, manifest stronger, and get way more clear on your vision and where you're going, because that stuff better excite the heck out of you. If you do not get goosebumps when you think about your goals, it's fine. Just make a shift, reevaluate, start from the beginning, and focus on that vision. People that are not clear or certain will settle for less. If you're not clear, if you're not certain, your vision is not strong, you will settle for less because you won't actually know where you're going. Like Christopher Columbus. He was actually not going where he landed. And since he didn't have GPS, I mean, like, what was he thinking? How would he leave the house without the GPS? He had no idea where he was going. So he settled for less. Like he made it, but he didn't make it where he wanted to go. But people who are 100% certain of what they want will never settle for anything less, ever. They'll never settle for anything less. I was settling for less I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll close this out. There was a time, one of my mentors, his name is Mitch, he had this conversation with me, and I was in a relationship with someone and I was having some challenging times and it was pretty bad, like emotionally draining. And I was like, all right, this is one of those moments where I really need some guidance here because I just don't know how I'm going to handle this mentally. Like, I don't know how to navigate this. And I called him and I was like, this guy, he's doing this, he did this, it's crazy, this is happening, that's happening, it's insane, oh my gosh, like, can you believe this? Can you believe this is how he's treating me, and this is what he's saying, and this is what he's doing? Isn't this crazy? Oh my gosh, like, he listened and listened and listened, and he said to me, he was like, it sounds to me like you don't know what you want. And I was like, excuse me? I was appalled. I was like, I'm sorry, did you not just hear anything that I said? Like, this guy did this, and then he did that. Can you believe it was? Right. And he was like, yeah, it sounds to me like you have no idea what you want. And I'm like, okay, first of all, how rude. Second of all, can you please elaborate on this for me? And he told me a story. And what I realized and what he said to me was, when you know what you want, you will never settle for anything less. It sounds to me like you don't know what you want. Like you're literally telling me all of these horrible things about this person that you're with. They're not on in alignment with what you're wanting to create with your future, and that's okay. This isn't about like who's a good person, who's a bad person, but it just sounds to me like you don't know what you want because you're just settling for all this stuff you don't want. And you're like, I was literally basically paying someone to listen to my list of things that I didn't like about a person, but I was choosing to be with that person and give time and love and energy to that person. But in reality, I didn't know what I wanted because I was settling for less. Right. So you need to know the moral of the story. The moral of the story is you need to know what you're aiming for. Just like when we were little kids, I don't know if guys did this too, but like girls, or at least me, like I knew what my Prince Charming was going to be like. Guess what? So do I nowadays. Ha! But I didn't back then because I didn't know what I wanted. But like that list that like when we were little, we're like, I want this and I want that. You are still allowed to do that with everything in your life. Relationships, business, personal, whatever, for your kids, for your family, for yourself. That's what this is. Manifestation and building everything that I just explained to you guys. That's what this is. You're building this list of your dream life, your dream situation, your dream career, your dream relationship, your dream partner, your dream house, your dream experiences, your dream vacation, your dreams. Your dreams become a reality if you allow them to. You need to know what you're aiming for. Manifestation is the act of setting a goal and being able to visualize it precisely to the point where you literally believe it, feel it, see it. Like I said, like it's there. You can close your eyes, you get the goosebumps, you get the excitement. And every day in every way, you're getting better and better. And every single day that you wake up, every thought that you have, every word that comes out of your mouth, every step that you take is going to go towards that goal, no matter what, as long as your vision is clear and you're 100% certain of where you are going. I promise you. I promise you, taking action is the part where you decide if you're going to go play a role in the manifestation process or if you're just going to keep it a visualization, a dream. Are you willing to do what it takes to make it a reality? Are you willing to do what it takes to make these things come true? Your unconscious mind will follow whatever decision you make. It'll take action on that every day. Your language will follow your activity as long as you're certain. Because someone who is certain of what they want will never settle for anything less. Your language will follow, the activity will follow, the plan will be created, and it will all come to fruition. It'll all cultivate. Every single thing that you desire will happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed spending your time with me this evening. I hope you got a ton of value. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I will email out the replay. And if you have any questions at all, then you can find me on social or email me or text me or whatever. And I love you. I see you, Derek. I love you all and have a good evening. Have a good year and message me. Tell me all the things that you learned and all the things that you created. And I'm excited. Okay, bye.